Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. Today's tip is we should start to bring back walking. My community has a 0 walk score and a 0 bike score. And the thing is that, yeah, like we have, like the shoulder is small, and when I was walking home, there were multiple times I had to step into the grassy area because, I didn't want to risk getting hit by a car. And even though I was like always on the shoulder, I just figured like there's like shoulder, gravel, grass. And when a big truck came, I would, if the shoulder was narrow, because like the shoulder would vary from like, I don't know, like a couple feet to like 10 feet wide, depending on where I was at. But and that didn't include the gravel. That was just like the paved shoulder. And then the gravel is another couple of feet. And then, there's grass. But I feel like walking is a perfectly normal thing to do. And we have a few pedestrians in this area. Me, obviously. But there's a few other people who I see who walk to go to and from work and everything else. But not a lot of people do. And everybody automatically, like, it kind of is like weird because I'll see people who get really weird about pedestrians and who, they'll be rather insulting to them. And I'm like, people are sitting there saying, get a job, figure it out. And then these people literally will walk to and from work, to and from the grocery store in a town that has a walk score of 0. Like, because people are having to walk 2 to 4 miles to get to and from the grocery store, to and from work and everything, right? So it's definitely a little bit more of a challenge, but we should be admiring these people. So I took my car in to get fixed yesterday, and originally I'd scheduled the appointment for today. And the plan would have been perfect because I dropped the car off on Monday night. I have PT on Tuesday, but PT is a couple of blocks, like we'll say 3 to 5/10 of a mile from the mechanics. So the plan was I walked home last night, and the plan was to walk to PT and then walk to pick up the car. Well, they were running behind on the car, so the car is not going to be ready until tomorrow morning. So I walked to PT. We focused mainly on legs today. So I walked 3 miles to PT, focused on legs, and then walked 3 miles home because the car wasn't done. So yeah, when I got home, I could barely stand. My legs were all shaky. But especially because I worked like this, like, well, I don't know, like you can't really see, but like the outer muscle, like, so like the quad, and then like whatever the muscle is on the outside of your leg, like from your knee to your hip. So those were worked a whole lot because we're trying to strengthen them like that in the core because I have sciatica and scoliosis. So when I got home, I was really excited to be home and just to be able to sit for a few minutes. But honestly, I sat most of the night. I had peanut butter and jelly sandwich for dinner, and I told my kid to fix himself leftovers because I just didn't feel like standing in front of the stove and making fried rice tonight, even though I really wanted fried rice. So it is what it is, right? But anyway, so walking, like, we criticize people who are walking, but they're saving tons of money. And I'm not saying like walk 10 miles a day, but if you can walk, I mean, the more we start relying on like walking and biking and stuff like that, the less we're going to have to rely on vehicles, and vehicles are expensive. Gas is like 3 something a gallon. So if I can walk, now granted, for me it's not necessarily as doable because I do use my car for work, but if I didn't need it for work, I would seriously consider going carless. And like, I could, you know, order things like rice, beans, pasta, all my dry goods on canned goods online. I could walk to the store and get produce once a week, even in the winter. So I would have options. But sorry, I'm so tired today. We should start trying to incorporate walking into our daily lives more, because we have become so dependent on vehicles. And if you can, so for a lot of us, I think for me, we're in a 1-car household, but I'm the only driver at current time. And so obviously it would be silly to have multiple cars. Though then again, I know people who are single and live alone and have 4 cars. And I think that's just a waste. But if you then have, okay, so if there's 2 of you in the household, like 2 adults, and you guys can walk places, then you might not need 2 cars. If one of you works from home, you wouldn't need a car necessarily. Or if your work schedule is vary enough, you know, there can be ways to reduce it. And if you get rid of a whole car, that's no car payment, no insurance, no gas for that vehicle. So start trying to like I could have easily I could have paid for an Uber, and it probably would have been like 10-15 bucks each way, because I'm out in like the middle of nowhere, so there's an excess charge. I don't know if that would have been before or after tip. I'm just guesstimating. I know it used to be like 5 miles from work, and I think it was like $10 to get to work before tip. So probably, you know, you're looking at least like $6-7 bucks before tip, and that was like years ago. So by walking today, I saved myself 20-30 bucks. By walking last night, I saved myself 10-15 bucks. By walking there tomorrow, I'll save myself another 10-15 bucks. So even let's say each ride was only going to be $10 with tip. That's $40 I will have saved over the course of a couple of days. So if you can, walk it. It's not hard if it's like a nice day and everything. And again, like if you're disabled or physically can't, I understand there's days where I couldn't do it. But if you can, do it. You know, save yourself the money. Anyways, again, my name's Melissa. This year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow.